in this game. So I'm very interested to see what Imperial feel like they have up their sleeve. The same thing happened yesterday. Fluxo allowed Fnatic to play train, started T-side. They got 7 rounds, Harry. They went on to win that game pretty cleanly as well, 13-9. And went crazy, 20-9. So yeah, if Fluxo can do it, why can't Imperial? Who am I to say no?
Oh, well, we're going to get right into the swing of things. Let's get it on. We're starting off with Fnatic on the CT side. Imperial T-side opening, choosing the pick into Fnatic's most played map. Mirage was right there for the taking, but they've taken Train as the place to do battle. Let's see if they can show us why. It's a good start from BlameF, leaving an impression straight away in this pistol round. Crims is still getting pushed here, and he's lost fear straight away. That was the first point of rotation. Next guy comes in, it's Chikazmo, and he's stopped this B hit from coming through. Imperial might have to slow it down, but that bomb is loose. Dropped out down the B ramp. So what do you do here? Time's the only thing you've got to work with.
Just got to go together, but even Vinny having no Kevlar coming down ramp is difficult. He's going to get just picked very quickly, even by body shots. Try found one nice kill, but Chikazmo's rotation has made this seem impossible now for Imperial. They can wait, they can check their flanks. All they're doing is cutting time off their own clock. Fnatic have picked their positions and they are unwavering. Vinny down ramp, try out upper. Vinny goes first. Timing missed. There's the spot and Jambo hits that headshot. Should be simple now to finish this job. Little dink to Crims will go nowhere fast. As Fnatic pick up that pistol. 6 double from Blame. Nice to see that ramp push, supplemented by a perfect flashbang. Fnatic swinging.
Interested to note that this game started the exact same way Fluxo attempted to break through in their pistol round. And nearly to the exact same results. BlameF got a double kill there as well in the B hold. But it was as that game went on in the rifle rounds where Fluxo actually found most of their success. And so Imperial don't want to wait around. They don't want to cobble together a force here. They're looking to get guns out as fast as they can. Which means for Fnatic, keep this one clean. 5 alive, ideally.
And well, that's exactly what you get. No stress here for Fnatic as the buy comes in from Imperial. Try's going to have to wait before we can bring out that orb. Issue is some MP9s in place, so maybe we see Fnatic pull something a little more aggressive in this round. Blame with the spawn could go for an Ivy push. Or walk down Ivy with a flash. Not be a bad move here in a round like this. So there he goes, full sending with that flash, double MP9, double flash, and they pull nades, both of them in fact. Imperial are waiting happily. Blame committed in front of the molly. Oh no, they hear that reload, they come through.
Oh,
bailed out.
Rexham. Whoa, wait, Skulls wasn't aware. MP9 allowed to wreak havoc, and now Blame gets the upgrade. This skirmish for Ivy control. And it's Imperial in the weeds.
Oh, no, he could have lived.
Burns.
He could have lived.
And so an aggressive move from Fnatic, looking to work wonders. Spot for Jambo, dropping down. They're really trying to sell BlameF's position here. Backstab for Crims as well, as this just relentless aggression continues. Didn't know about No Way. And so he is given some room here. Bomb as well in the 1v2. Not impossible.
Gets a pop to spawn if he wants to take it. Not Not every day you see all 5 Ts fight Ivy, but Fnatic offered it. Imperial take it. No way, a long way to go here, and Jacasmo has a gap. It's just come off the angle. No way. Is he ready for this swing, for this check from Jacasmo, or will he be the initiator? Jacasmo's tucked in con right now. This is got his back turned. No way, gets a lot of space. Molly, ooh, doesn't get thrown. It will come through. Jacasmo pushing through the smoke. Crim's right behind. And he's got to get the kills right now. 4 seconds as he hunts Crims down out of ammo, and Crims bounds out of the round. Another clutch for Crims. Unreal. That is a scary round.
Yeah, it comes down to the wire. And Crims, man, reliable as ever. You love seeing him alive in these clutches.
Can't believe BlameF gets so much value from that position. It's Jambo's very late flash here that lets Crims, or BlameF, pop his head back up. Oh, BlameF's going to be doing this a lot.
It's something you got to be ready for. BlameF on these aggro pushes.
Orb gets a bit too aggressive there. Tries to climb over and through the deep smoke. But Blame already got out. He's happy with his one and done.
I mean, grabbing an AWP is pretty tantalizing here, right? Definitely going to look to slow this down, go retrieve that AWP and see if you can get anything out of this round now if you're Imperial. But constantly Fnatic are making moves. Let's see what they've got up their sleeve here. They've fully abandoned the B side of the map, and if you've gone for that type of a gamble, eventually you need some info for it. Instead, just going to ease back into a 1-3, hoping that if you replenish with util, you can sell a bit of a lie to Imperial. And it has directed them back round into the A stack.
Ideal. Done an execute smoke for Imperial.
Still good to contain. One back for Skulls on the Deagle. Wasn't ready for Fear up close. A nice little hat trick from the captain. Fnatic collect that round in spite of any weirdness that could have been represented with the missed smoke out towards A. They're able to piece it all together. And a good bit of misdirection from the Fnatic squad, right? The replenishing of all that util over at B with little time left. Imperial feel like maybe they've got a gap on the other side of the map, and that couldn't be further from the truth. They play right into Fnatic's hands.
Yeah, not sure why Skulls is not aware of Fear there. He just killed his teammate, but this con perhaps. Multiple players fighting up close. Imperial still bring the pace towards B in these rounds, but they've got HEs now landing on the mollies to stop that aggressive move from Blame. Spy is lacking the AWP again. Try having to wait. Crims, what an angle to commit to. You really can't escape this one either. Then he goes over the top. That's one way to do it. Oh, he barely got out. Fnatic playing some aggressive CS right now. Fun to watch, but Imperial have the opportunity to just execute this B bomb site.
In a way, it's sort of what Fnatic want.
Oh, you missed the cross.
Still going to get gun on in time, ahead of the hit. Fake out through main for Imperial, but it hasn't drawn the eye of Fnatic at all. In fact, they've doubled down on this B hold, bringing a third player over. Fear holds on to the main side. Cello just cut down with no resistance, and as they try to spill on out, that's a good clear for Vinny. Had the number of both of these B-site defenders. That's Blame and Crims dealt with, and he's going to plug in the numbers. Vinny's done it all in this round for Imperial. Bomb now planted. Skulls and Try teed up to play around it.
No kit here. Jambo puts smoke on bomb, but he needs to force kills right now, or just stick that defuse. Skulls on ramp, coming through, and no scope by Jambo, who looks for the final shot through the smoke. Oh! Jambo's got it. Fnatic keep up a flawless run on this CT side. Jambo on train is a delight.
I mean, it's little, cocky plays like that. That's what used to define Jambo as a player.
Yeah.
That was what made him so eye-catching back when he was on Passion UA.
That's why Fnatic picked him up. Did not come cheap.
Yeah, not many in AWPA would have elected to go for the no-scope there on ramp, considering the whole round is riding on it. But once he's hit that, he's got hot hands, believing in the clutch. Going to keep the scoreline flawless for Fnatic.
You feel like that Vinny clear his prep, right? Knowing BlameF's positions. He was so assured to look right down. He was going for one position and one position only. Perfectly finds Blame. And yeah, you said it. They got rid of the B players. You feel like that's often enough to win a round out. This is no longer the most retakeable side in the game, like it was back in Go. So Imperial just haven't finished the job yet in any of these rounds. 2 1v1s lost.
It's over towards the A site in this one. 4 players stacked up. But Fnatic abandon it. Go back to the BlameF second player hold over at B. Slow stuff for Imperial here. But this time they've got all the map control they're looking for. Again, you have this flash play ready to come through out in main. They can drop that in at a moment's notice. Fear and Chikazmo are going to do that now. So they'll get the info. And outside of A looks clear. Not uncommon for that to be a way of getting these openers. Catch folks lining up util. I mean, now that you've confirmed that part of the map is clear, you have that much of a better picture. I think you're going to start to consider bringing a third player over, and that's exactly what they do. Jambo joins the fray, ready for this B hit.
Oh,
His shot, the molly burning him alive, plays it forward, plays through, gets out with his one. Will that be enough for Fnatic? Up in the heavens, it's Crims who's clean with it on the first. He's waiting for them to get off this bomb, but he can't collect. No way, with a pivotal trade, leaves this in the 3-on-3, and a backstab from Tri could really complicate matters. Emerging through the smoke, but not content with just the one. He went looking for a little bit more there, and maybe a little too much. It's left to BlameF in this clutch.
Get right there.
These are the rounds he's meant to be able to deliver you, but put down straight away. And so finally, Imperial come up with the goods.
Yeah, almost absolutely blundered there with that flank, giving away a 1-for-1. But good cover from Skulls on upper. And I love the detail that no way, when you finish a bomb plot, your model immediately stands up. He's holding that crouch key to make sure his head is still low, knowing Crims' position. He chooses when to uncrouch, and uncrouches into the fight, picks it up. Jambo again getting aggressive. We've got the smoke to put out the molly, which allows for a ramp play. But Jambo hides behind it. No one appears at this B side. It's very quiet for once. Maybe too quiet. And molly makes it clear. Jambo gets an easy shot on that line. And he is very eagerly looking for more.
Second back for Jambo. Now they know they have him boxed in. They know they have him trapped. Oh, but he's still good for more.
He's had enough.
You box Jambo into a corner. The claws come out. 3 kills deep. He's seen the shadow. Can't get the shot off in time.
3 should do. 25 seconds. Team completely split up.
Yeah, disaster strikes. And it's in the form of Jambo's AWP.
Dude, he just didn't know when to quit. Just kept re-peeking. And honestly, Imperial have not given him a reason to respect. Now we have an Ivy push. Blame's trying to trade out Jacasmo on this hunt or hopefully get him a gun.
Counter-terrorists win.
(6-1) and Fnatic are full control. This is not the Fluxo game anymore, where Art brought pace and was able to surprise Fnatic on their home map. This is Fnatic's most played map, and they are showing us why. 6-1 lead, timeout coming through again here for Imperial. Running out of time. Just really haven't seen any kind of standard rounds. We've seen one case where Imperial come out of pop. You know, no real A splits. It's been very B focused, but they can barely get through the halls.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the things that's felt awkward. Like, Fluxo put Fnatic through their paces a lot and forced a varied set of openings from Fnatic, but they haven't really had to change much in this game thus far, right? Staying true to the 2-man B hold more often than not. Haven't been worried about pacey rounds, well, we're finally going to get one of them now in an A split. Fast out through main, fast out through Ivy, and 2 kills in a matter of seconds. It's a lot of pressure put on Fnatic straight away off the top of the round.
More like it. There's double smokes on it. I don't even know if it was meant to land in E-box, to be honest. It felt like a missed smoke, but it draws so much eyes from Fnatic that they leave Ivy open. You don't see an Ivy rush every day, so Imperial catch them off guard. I feel like they've forced the save already, right? Fnatic have walked away. They have no money to speak of due to some close rounds and AWP investments.
I worry if you take too long and you let Fnatic get to a strong position, 3 players flanking, maybe.
They've already called it.
Yeah.
Does someone want to put this bomb down? No way. He's very scared about backside right now. They're still clearing it together. Fair enough, but Fnatic threw in the towel seconds ago. Bomb planted and save forced here.
I like that though, right? Maybe feels a little bit late to go for the pace change like this out of Imperial, but just something different.
Definitely not too late.
You know, I think one of the things that was working well for Fluxo was how often they had Fnatic kind of fighting out through pop, because you had a range of different pressure and you know, takes throughout the game. And so one of the best ways to go about getting the info is to kind of look for that pop push, look for that pop control, and then that becomes a different part of the map to fight for. But because Fnatic have so often, whenever they want to go for B info, are just double pushing ramp, maybe they've got Jambo supporting on the AWP, maybe it's just Crims and Blame F trading contact, you haven't had to reach too deep into the kind of strat book for how you stage these rounds. Oftentimes, the players holding on a pop feel surplus to requirement. Fnatic haven't really had to go and contest that space. You haven't been paranoid about these fast up-tempo A hits. As a result, the guys in A feel like they always have util left as well whenever it's come down to these B retakes. So I hope that that's a sign of change here for Imperial, right?
Yeah.
You feel like you've not really had a lot of success on the other side of the map. This one works out.
You just hope you have more of that, because that was a set play and you need, you know, something different. Even if it's the same flavor, can't pull the same exec exactly with just a straight up Ivy rush. So got to dig deep here on this T side. It's still recoverable. Fnatic call out a pause. Surely going to be ready for a pacey round yet again. Let's see what Imperial are up to.
Not ideal. Missed nade, but it won't find anything anyway.
Ooh, double nade up, but they're running through the pot molly.
Yeah, playing with a bit of speed now. Chikazmo and Fierce slow the roll of the A hit, but more where that came from. It's Cello up next and in the firing line. Crim's here to shut him down. Tried dead after one. And only Vinny left standing. Can't get a beat on the player back in Z. And so cut down by Fnatic.
It's a shame for Imperial because Fnatic's call off the top is to do those double nades in upper, thinking they're going to cross B. And it ends up helping them because their position's a close spot. They have 2 rifles at E-box. They're able to just trade as Imperial run through the molly. If Fnatic have a more standard setup, I think Imperial are going to get a lot better, a lot more space on that T side. They barely get a pop dog. So really, well closed by Fnatic, but a bit of luck going a long way at the start of the round. And Imperial just fighting once more for the B halls, but they won't get it for free. 3 here. Look at this angle for Crims. He's crouched underneath the stairs. They walk by him. The bomb tumbles down the ramp. Double for Crims. That's so early for Skulls. The trade eventually allowed. Space has been taken by No Way, but he needs results and he needs them now.
Cello's so low, probably feels like he can't get this bomb. Eventually he goes and gets his hands on it.
Oh, good.
Flash to try and tee up No Way, but that is a rough kill to have not secured for Imperial, and it might just seal their fate in this round. Cello brought down low from the earlier skirmish. One shot ends his round. He's got to be so clean with it, and they've snuck up close. Chikazmo made that more anxious maybe than it needed to be. Really secures the kill.
He thought about it for a second.
I do like that setup at ramp. Crim's
I've never seen
hiding.
That. Crouched underneath. If they peek from the back, they run into the AWP. If they peek close, they don't see him.
Yeah.
So Jambo gets the first shot.
Jambo gets the first shot off, and then Crims gets to play on like his own timing. That was really cool. And this is all the while the third piece, BlameF was harassing from upper.
Yeah, what a great setup for Fnatic. And they're reading them so well right now, knowing that Imperial would go back to their default, which is heavy B control. And again, I'll say it, Imperial, they're not getting to do B executes, which can feel like the most powerful thing on this map, because they can't even get the B halls. Yeah. They're getting massacred in B upper every round. Back to an Ivy rush.
And, the biggest, you've just run out of time to make Fnaticans total paranoid about this B site. And really, that kind of leaves you in this spot where you feel like you're only left with these up-tempo A hits. It's the one where you kind of have the map control to do it from the get-go. And so I worry this becomes all too readable now for Fnatic. I wouldn't be shocked to see another A hit from Imperial in this final round of the half. Because it's the only one where they can get the util in, where they can play the 5v5.
Fnatic is just so disrupting that we don't even know what Imperial wanted to do in this game. We just haven't even seen them throw like a double molly, double smoke BXX. That's like the most meta thing for a top trained team. They would do a heavy bomb site blanket with Molotovs. Imperial have not been allowed to do that. It's a great game plan from Fnatic, completely disrupting. So aggressive. Imperial go back to Ivy. AWP to cover, but no one even here for Fnatic right now. Worth noting, Fear takes A main deep. Ivy found for a second, but now they announce their presence.
Good pickup for BlameF. I think already the alarm bells are going off when you see BlameF over here at Ivy. Usually the player at B helping out. They've dealt with Jambo on the aggression, but Crims is following in his stead, taking all this space back, and now recognizes he's got a gap here.
Surprised he's not big flanking, but I guess Fear is already main, so Crims can meet up with him in pop. And they can try and stop this bomb plant on A. Blame is so passive in this round. They think Imperial have way more room than they do, but Imperial are quaking in their boots right now.
This is a big fight coming up. Fia able to win it, keeps the presence out towards main. Oh, I was going to say, that swing is so optimistic, but he gets out with a second. And now Fia's done a great job of just denying space out towards A. They're so tunnel visioned on trying to clear out this main play. You don't have a lot of time to pay towards anyone else. You've just got to try and sneak in, get this bomb down as Fia goes fishing for even more. It can't be a surprise the third time. You still don't know the whereabouts of BlameF or Crims. And so you feel very uncomfortable in this post plant. There's nothing solid to grab onto here.
Molly
forces Cello to play out towards Hell. They know where he is. They've learnt about Try on this AWP as well. Cello with the spot, dead, back of A, and it just leaves it on the Tri-Orp.
Defuse.
They know where it is. Defuse can be held, and Crims is there with the cover. This is a runaway train from Fnatic. Double digits secured as they look to beat back the Brazilians of Imperial and get revenge from that Fluxo game yesterday. Fnatic very happy with this first half. Didn't face a lot of resistance. Imperial, it was them who took it to Train as the reminder, right? The final two maps in the VO could have gone between Mirage or Train. They chose to try and tackle Fnatic on their most played map. And that's a decision they might come to regret at this 1-1 juncture.
And you can tell a team's been dismantled when you go a whole half, and I don't think we've spoken about a single individual player on Imperial. We haven't drawn a note to a single highlight, a single moment for a player, because this wasn't about an individual, this wasn't about a player, this was a complete dismantling of your game from Fnatic. So a very impressive CT side, and no surprise they bring pace in this pistol, trying to send Imperial a message here in this BO1 and end it quick.
No way, does what he can. Buys time for Vinny to come through and keep it even. But if you lose this pistol round, you've lost this map. Skull's now left in the hot seat. They know where he is. He's got the info on them.
Ooh.
And a clean tap to find Crims.
What have you got?
Bomb dropped out here in the open, so Skulls looks on! Backflip landed, points for style. Fear with the close. And this should be victory on a perch for Fnatic. Yeah. It's right there. It's ripe for the taking.
What are you supposed to do?
And dude, I mean, even this call feels like a middle finger. It's like you've come in and you've said, let's show them what they should have done. You play an up-tempo A-side round, something that we only got maybe once out of Imperial in that game.
Yeah, and it worked. It worked, Harry. Now they'll show them how it's done at B. There is a pop crunch. Fnatic didn't even need to do this.
No, they never had to reach into the the bag of strats and pull this one out. And if anything, sometimes it can be a way in for the T's. You get earlier fights if you have a good setup for it. I mean, Fluxo were able to shut down Fnatic going for this exact type of move a handful of times yesterday.
You ever see a team sit with 4 players in the, I guess, showers, the E-box area? Well, it's not E-box. Need a name for this. The server room. Fnatic just waiting out the smoke. They're in no hurry. The pressure is on Imperial. Flash retake this space. Might be a problem for Skulls on the ramp. He's going to molly Pop Dog. There's the ramp flash. Down they come. There is no way to stop this. Skulls is caught trying to change position. And I think we pack it up here because 12 rounds on the horizon. Take it before it gets awkward.
And I think, you know, your point about the game plan being dismantled is dead on. It's clear Imperial had done their prep. That was obvious in the few rounds where they actually got to roll an exec out into B. Thinking about some of the clears that they would have, they were very aware of the crossfires that Fnatic like to run. But all of that preparation hinged on being able to get the control over towards that B site, to actually throw in your execs, to actually play your rounds. And that was the crux of the issue in this game. They never had that control. And whenever they did, it always came at such a huge cost. It was such a Pyrrhic victory. By the time you're set up to actually mount a B offensive, you're already in like a 3v4 or a 3-on-5 in some horrible, wounded way. So the prep was clearly there, but you never got to really enact on it.
Keep up the pace, Fnatic. Fearless, but blind. Fear will be found in the yard, and the rest of Fnatic wait behind the smokes. Casmo in Pop Dog, ready to pounce. Ooh, if that volley was a bit deeper, it could be a big problem, but they find salvation. Smoke comes down. Imperial are very close here. Good chance of actually stopping this hit from Fnatic. 4 players in the yard right now. Fnatic stubborn. Waiting to attack on the yard. They have no more flashes though. Bomb gonna go B.
Yeah, I mean, that's the option that Jacasmo left open all round long by going and taking this pop control. Now, Imperial at least have the read on this, seemingly. They've rotated 3 players over towards the B side of the map in this lull of the action.
I feel like it's still end day. Based on Crimson Blame, you can't have 2 players here unless you're doing a yard hit. Jambo trying to fake something out on the ramp. Jacasmo already with deep pop, and 8 players, uncertainty. There's 25 on the clock. Fnatic will go for this A split and try and win from a man down.
There's the catch from Try to open things up.
That bomb down now.
Planting will be very, very tricky. You don't even have control over the site. And they're backing up to save.
Fair enough.
The hands feel tied on this one. BlameF runs the risk of going down after time. So crawling out in the open there and just getting himself killed, actually probably the best move available to him.
True.
But I don't know, Imperial, this is such a mammoth undertaking. We are so far away from seriously considering any type of a comeback. That's a baby step in a marathon.
This baby can't walk right now. It's crawling, Harry. Imperial on their knees. And Fnatic just taking one timeout. They can get a very good buy here. They're going to have 4 AKs. So nothing to complain about here. Tried one faster move with sending Fear into yard, but good counter flashes. Put Imperial in position. And I'm with you. I'm not considering anything right now for Imperial. Until they show they can do it.
Yeah, you just have to show us a bunch of good fundamentals over these next few rounds if you do want to make it happen. Up until now, Fnatic have just been down to play with pace, play grouped, look for these faster A hits.
They go again.
Running out, they're going to catch a freebie on a cello. BlameF, lovely set of openers here to tee up for Fnatic for this win. Jambo extends that advantage and Try gets boxed out. Fnatic so quickly go on to secure that victory. No stress on Train. And this gamble from Imperial thinking they could take him down on what is one of the home maps for this Fnatic squad proves to be a lackluster gamble. They come up very shy of the mark.
That was the biggest shock, just seeing this map come through in the veto. When you know this is Fnatic's most played map, maybe you felt there was something exploitable yesterday.